Okay, let's play a game. Greenhouse calculator. It says Planet Saver at the top of the screen. Are you a carbon hog? Okay, let's press the start button, see if we're a carbon hog, and let's see. How big a greenhouse hog are you? Click on the question numbers across the top and select the answer for each one. The Australian average answer is indicated. With each answer, see how your CO2 production compares with the Australian average. The pig on the right and the environmentally sustainable green pig on the right. When you're done, click on the skull and crossbones to see if you're using more than your fair share of the planet's resources. Wow. Okay. Really start. Click. Okay, and the question, how do you usually get around? Car, heavy user, car, medium user, car, light user, average, motorbike, taxi, bus or train. Okay, well, I'm just gonna say that I'm a medium car user. Okay, for a medium car user, then I click on the skull and crossbones to see how much of a carbon pig I am. Now remember, this will be a little kid, you know, their suggestible little mind. And boom, pig blows up, there's blood all over the floor, and his little pulsating tail on the thing. That's just great. You'll use your share of the planet in 8.9 years. So if you're a medium car user, according to this propaganda, pay your carbon tax slave, operative conditioning slash predictive programming tool they have here for the kiddies to play, you should use your fair share of the planet's CO2 in 8.9 years. Wow. So what if I would have chosen number 1? Nah, or what if I would have chosen, you know, the peasant slave rides your bicycle to work and not consume any of the elite's precious resources, because we're all just useless eaters, remember, according to Henry Kissinger and numerous other elites. Okay, so I picked bicycle, and get the old skull and crossbones again. Yep, here we go, skull and crossbones. Boom. You'll use your share of the planet's CO2 in 10 years. So, oh my god. So then you don't deserve to live beyond 10 years, even if you ride a bicycle, according to this lovely little piece of Australian state-sponsored terrorism. Pay your fucking carbon tax. I mean, look at this graphic. Oh my god. I mean, words can't express how sick this propaganda is. I mean, there really aren't any words. If anybody's actually interested in doing some real research about global warming and the fact that it's not man-made, okay, I would suggest the film The Great Global Warming Swindle. I would suggest Googling the Oregon Petition. 31,000 scientists disagree with Al Gore's idea that global warming is man-made. CO2 doesn't actually drive up temperature. It's the other way around. CO2 follows behind temperature. Okay, do a Google search for the Holocene maximum. It's been quite a bit hotter further back in the past, pre-industrial revolution. Okay, it doesn't make any sense. The corporate elite are using legitimate concerns of environmentalism in order to sucker us into paying their tax schemes.
Wooey, that global warming sure is getting you down, right?
I know, that global warming sure is getting me down. It's getting really hard out here in Portland.
Getting Ruby down too.
Oh yeah.
Woo! Off she goes. Shoogie no boogie. I'm pointing.
Hey,
Hey.
Cat Rips Dog here. Here I am in Portland, Oregon, where there's about a light dusting of snow every 2 years. And I got this syndrome, as Alex Jones would say. You know, I have this syndrome that thinks that global warming might not be made by man. So if global warming is getting you down in your neck of the woods or the state that you live in, make a similar video. Oh, and by the way, you may want to Google the Oregon petition or polar ice expanding by 30%. Have fun out there in YouTube land. One other thing I'd like to say, do you know how incredibly arrogant it is for man to think that they cause global warming? Okay, just think about the power and fury of the sun.
Okay.
And the sun is capable of a whole lot worse than anyone now alive has ever seen. On September 1st of 1859, conditions on the sun and in the magnetic field of Earth came together to create a nearly perfect solar storm.
When the solar flare went off, the intensity of the sunlight doubled. So anybody walking on the street would have noticed this.
17 hours later, aurorae were seen as far south as Hawaii, Havana, and Hong Kong.
The aurora borealis created very intense currents that flowed in the ionosphere, and these currents induced currents on the surface of the Earth.
Telegraph stations across Europe and America caught fire. Several buildings burned to the ground.
People received shocks associated with touching conductors at that time.
And the impacts of that event a century and a half ago may only be a fraction of what the sun can really do.
Our technology is much more advanced now than in 1859, but at the same time, our technology is more vulnerable to a storm of this magnitude.
The sun is our nearest star. It provides us with warmth and light. We all know that the sun is important to life on Earth, but few of us have been given a good description of the sun and its composition.
Our sun is an average star, similar to millions of others in the universe, but it's a big energy machine. If you could capture the energy the sun produces in 1 second, that would supply the United States with enough energy for the next 13 billion years.
Where does the sun's power come from?
Good question. The basic energy source for the sun comes from nuclear fusion, and this is when mass particles combine and tons of energy are released. The core, or innermost part of the sun, is made of hydrogen. The sun is so dense, and its size is so large, that light released from the core takes about 100,000 years to make its way to the surface. If the sun were to stop producing energy today, it would take 100,000 years for significant effects to be felt at the Earth. Scientists think there is enough hydrogen on the sun to continue producing energy for another 7 billion years.
The sun provides the Earth with unfathomable amounts of energy. In 1 hour, the Earth receives more energy from the sun than the entire human race uses in a year. The sun provides the Earth with unfathomable amounts of energy. In 1 hour, the Earth receives more energy from the sun than the entire human race uses in a year.
I think that we ought to eliminate the taxes on employment, the payroll taxes that discourage jobs, and make it up dollar for dollar. No tax increase, tax revenue neutral, but eliminate the payroll tax, make it up dollar for dollar with pollution taxes, principally CO2 taxes. And
Okay, Mr. Gore, this is one polar bear that's not going to drown in your lies.